Hello.
Hello, hi dude. How are you?
Good, good. I'm gonna start the screen share. Can you hear me okay?
Excuse me?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You, you can hear me?
Yes. Can you see the
Okay.
screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. 1 second here. Okay. So Lee Sin versus Xin Zhao. Okay.
Yes.
So pretty good match. Not the easiest matchup because he can fight you, but not a bad matchup either because you have way more mobility than him and you clear faster. Okay. So just
Was a terrible game for me.
okay. It's okay. So, just looking at your lanes, what do you think you should be? What do you think your pressure should be this game?
I think over top maybe.
Okay.
Because
So,
I have a Morg, so
okay.
she can stun.
Okay. So you can actually do a few things this game. Bot lane is going to be really aggressive because Leona has to go in against Caitlyn and Morgana. So they'll probably be really aggressive. Mid lane will also probably be really aggressive, but it's going to be your Lucian playing really up on the Kassadin. And top lane, um, as far as like setup goes, Gragas can set you up really easily, but Jarvan can also escape pretty easily. So it's kind of a lane you only want to go to um, if the Jarvan is pushed, because if he's not pushed, then it's pretty easy for him to just flash away or EQ away, and you can't really kill him. Your main goal this game should be warding up for mid lane and bot lane, because the way this matchup goes is your bot lane should win this matchup, and they'll normally be pushing into the enemy turret just because Leona is melee support and Morgana is range support. So she can't really step up unless they all in. And if they all in and you're here, then you can just counter gank. And same thing with middle. Lucian's going to be pushing in Kassadin all the time. The only thing Kassadin can try to do is go all in with a gank. And if you're there and you counter gank, then you just win because he has exhaust and Kassadin has TP. So this is a game where you probably don't actually want to gank too much. You kind of just want to ward up and counter gank, just because most of your lanes win naturally. Gragas doesn't win against Jarvan normally, but he can survive because he's a tank, right? Even if you get Gragas like a kill or two, like it doesn't really matter as much because he can't really kill Jarvan unless the Jarvan's really really bad.
Okay.
So pretty normal item starts. Doran's Blade, support item. Okay, so you guys are waiting in the bush here. Yeah, just back up. You didn't have everyone. If you had everyone, you could have just gone in, but these two were split, so can't really do anything about that.
Yeah.
Let's just speed up a little bit here. So you starting
Blue.
blue? Okay, that's fine. Pretty normal. Their jungler is he's actually not starting blue, or is he going to your red?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
okay.
went for my red.
Okay. So speed up here, pretty normal. You're gonna get a leash. Okay. So this is pretty whatever. So what you're about to see, I hope you're paying attention to your bot lane. Actually, don't waste your Q like that. Um, just at the very end here, save your Q for the next camp because let's look at your cooldown, okay? Your Q is down, you're waiting for it. Now it's on a 10-second cooldown when you go over here, whereas you want it up at the start, right? And also skill your W, you're a little slow on it. Okay, so the big thing that just happened here is their bot lane walked into lane from here, okay? And
Yeah.
what that tells you is that Xin Zhao didn't start bottom. So immediately, you should think in your head, he can do one of three things. He can start Rafters, which is pretty bad for Xin Zhao, so that's probably not likely. He can start blue, which is fine and possible, but the reason that's probably not the case is because top lane didn't leash either. So he either started blue with no leash or he's at your red. So just off of how people were playing lane in the first like 10 seconds here, you can already have a pretty good idea that Xin Zhao is at your red, just from how everyone's been playing. Because like most of the time, if they want to start top, they're gonna get a leash, right? And
Yeah.
it's really weird for him to not leash, especially because Jarvan, if he just gives like one auto and walks up, that's already a really good leash. So you can't know for sure that he's at your red buff, but you can start to like suspect that he's at your red buff, and maybe you start walking over instead of doing wolves if you're afraid. Because if you walk over and you see that the red buff's gone, what he'll usually do, what most people will usually do after they take your red, is they'll go into their topside jungle, so you can just take his red if you see that yours is gone. It's a little inefficient because you have to walk pretty far, but it's better than losing your red buff for free. Because losing your red buff for free on Lee Sin is really, really bad.
Okay, got it.
Right. Using your abilities properly here. Just clearing through. Okay. So you still got one pot. So this is actually going to be really, really bad for you because he sees you on a ward now. He took 2 of your rafters and your red buff's gone. So immediately you're in a pretty bad situation. Okay, for this, Q to the big one instead and just smite it. You want to get this smited so you hit level 3. You want to get this smited so you hit level 3 faster. You want to kill this after this if you have smite. If you don't have smite, you kill the small one first. If you do have smite, you kill the big one first.
Okay. Let me take some notes.
Yeah, so bot lane gets first blood, so it's really good for you because you're going to be a bit behind here because the Lin Zhao took your red.
Yeah.
Okay, so you hit level 3 at the end of this. Going here. So yeah, pretty bad position for you because you had to do golems without, or Krugs without your level 3, so it does a lot of damage to you. So top lane is getting pushed here. So I really don't like this gank for a few reasons. One, your top laner is down a level and there's a big minion wave coming in. If you're gonna go for this gank, at least wait for his level 3 before you go, so he has all of his abilities. And 2, once you know Xin Zhao took part of your rafters, he took your red, you know that he's probably going to be top, right? Because like I said earlier, after they take your buff, usually they just go farm top. So there's a pretty high chance that Xin Zhao is around the area. It's more likely he'd be like here or here instead of right here. This is kind of weird for him to be sitting like this. But because he saw you on this ward, he knows that you'll probably be top like soon because you don't really have another play. If you were in the Xin Zhao's position and you did what you did, you know, you took the red buff and you put a ward right here and he saw you on this ward before it expired. Realistically, you don't have that many options, right? You either have to go gank top, go gank middle, or recall. So he knows that, which is why he's sitting here. Normally, he probably, like, a more normal play would be for him to be here, but then it's still really easy because he just walks up, takes the blast plant, and he can counter gank you. Because it's going to take you a little bit of time to kill this guy because he has flash, and he's got a lot of HP, and he has EQ to get away. So going for a gank like this when there's a high chance that, like, he could have warded this or warded right here or warded your golems, and all of them would see you. So going for the gank here is really, really scary, which is why I don't like this gank.
So what do you recommend in that case?
What I recommend instead in this case is you can do one of 2 things. Clear your rafters and then recall, or you can clear your rafters and then go put a ward in his jungle, and if there's nothing taken, then you can try to take something, because your bot lane is winning, right? Your bot lane just got first blood, so if you go fight in the bot jungle, you'll probably be weaker than Xin Zhao, but your bot lane was stronger and they'll be able to come help you first.
Okay.
Okay, so you have to flash away from Xin here and he just kills you. And now your top lane is in a really bad position too, because he knows that you can't be here to stop the dive because you're just dead. And there's a big minion wave here. If you had just waited a little longer for Gragas to hit level 3 before you went for the gank and let him clear the wave out a little bit, one, Xin Zhao might have left because maybe he doesn't want to wait that long, and 2, it's easier to get the gank off because Gragas has all of his abilities, and if it doesn't work, Gragas doesn't miss minions because he's cleared the wave already. But like, imagine if Gragas loses all these minions, right? He's going to be so behind. which is why it's like it's just safer for you to it's just safer for you to not go for that gank or just wait a little bit more before going for that gank.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, and they just dive him. So you have 556 golds. This is kind of an awkward amount. You can only buy like one real item, either longsword, boots, or talisman. I guess you could do like ruby crystal too. I think longsword is probably the best item here. Longsword and control word. So let's see what you buy. Ooh, you're wasting a lot of time buying. Okay, so you should get into the habit of buying control words whenever you have extra money, especially in this game because the Xin Zhao is going to be stronger than you for a while now because you're behind after all that, after you took your camps and you died. So you want the control word. So you want the control word to put in one of your jungle entrances. So if you see him trying to counter jungle you again, your team can collapse because your mid lane is winning and your bot lane is winning. So if he walks into the top side jungle, and your mid lane collapse and their top lane doesn't collapse, then you can kill him. And if he walks into your bot side jungle, your bot lane and your mid lane should both be able to collapse because they're both winning, and you can just kill him and get back into the game.
Okay.
So you should actually just walk. You should actually just walk to Gromp here instead of Rafters, because you cleared your Krugs not that long ago. All small camps respawn in 2.5 minutes. So you killed this maybe at like 3 minutes, right around 3 minutes. So this isn't up until 5.5 minutes. So after you clear these Rafters, you won't have anything to farm here, and you have to double back into your bot jungle, because you can't really go top. This guy's gonna recall. You don't want to gank top after he's so behind, and you don't have anything to farm. So it's just better to go get your Gromp. After you get your Gromp, your wolves will be up really soon, and you can look for bot side scuttle too, or a bot gank, which is the lane you want to be ganking. Like it's either this lane or this lane you want to be ganking right now, and probably this lane's better just because one, your bot lane's already winning, and two, they're really pushed, right?
Okay.
So it's just more efficient to go bottom first here because you have more camps there, and it's a better position to gank. So they ended up just diving. They're gonna trade kills. That's fine. Okay. So you're just clearing your Rafters out here. Okay, now you walk to your bot side. Your wolves will be up like pretty soon. You did them around like 2 minutes, a little slower than like 2 minutes. So they'll be up really soon. You can get your Gromp and you get your wolves. So you'll be okay on EXP. You'll be not great, but won't be terrible either.
Okay.
So it's just here. Okay. So go get your wolves here. You don't have anything to gank. So the reason I don't like you. Alright, well let me see what you actually do. Okay, yeah. Going for the Rift Scuttle here is really bad because one, you're not sure if it's up. Two, you're weaker than Xin Zhao, and three, you have a camp up. And it's also your second spawn of wolves. The first spawn of camps gives less EXP almost all the time than the second spawn. And this is your only camp up, and it's also a second spawn. And the last time you saw Xin Zhao, he was already level 4. And he's close to level 5 now. So if you walk into this river and Xin Zhao's here, you're just dead, because you don't have your flash. And the thing is, this thing isn't really fast for you to kill either because you don't have hard CC, and like you have to use your abilities on it right now. And if you use your abilities, then Xin Zhao just comes and kills you. So going for this is really scary right now. And if you use your smite, it's not as scary, but you want your smite for the wolves instead, just to make the wolves faster. So
Okay.
go and get your wolves here. Kill the small ones first. That's fine.
Yes, I tried to bring some vision to bot lane.
Yeah, you could. It's just best to do. I don't think the scuttle's a bad play. You just do wolves first and then go to the scuttle.
Okay.
Because you'd be level 4 after the wolf camp, and it's a lot safer if you walk in at level 4 versus level 3, right? Because this guy would have been level 5 or almost level 5 when he walks in. But if he's still level 4 and you're level 4, then you have you don't just die to him. If he's level 5 and you're level 3, you just die.
Okay.
So you're in a like this is just a bad position because of what happened. You did your Krugs earlier, um, and you did your Krugs earlier because you. I guess you didn't want to do your rafters because they were kind of. I don't know why you didn't do your rafters when you crossed over the first time, but it's really awkward. This is like a position. This game it kind of happened to you because he took your red buff at level 1, but just in the future, this is like the worst scenario that could happen to you. You never want to clear out one side of your camps, and then on the other side of the map, you only have one camp up. You always want to go to a side where there's 2 camps up, and then look for like a gank or walk into his jungle afterwards. Because look how like this is such a long walk from wolves to Krugs, right? Like it wastes so much time just walking, and that doesn't even take into account the time it takes you to clear the Krugs. So whenever you walk out of base after you recall or you die, make sure you're walking in a way that you have at least 2 camps up, if not like 3. Like ideally, you like start at the Gromp, you do your and then you do your wolves, and then after your wolves, you can either choose to gank bottom or mid. But if that's not a gank, then you can just go to your rafters and you can just keep farming that. And then after your rafters, you can say, oh, is mid gankable? Is top gankable? And if that's not gankable, then you go to your Krugs and then you clear that. And then you look if top's gankable. And if it's not, then you just recall. But because of what happened, you went to your rafters first, and then you crossed to this side. You have to cross back. If like after you did this and nothing was gankable, or you chose not to gank, you have to cross all the way back up to top side to farm something, right? And you don't really want to go into his jungle right now because he's stronger than you. So starting going to rafters first after you recalled actually was really inefficient because you wasted a lot more time walking and not farming.
Okay.
So clearing the control ward for Cassidy here, good. Grab the top scuttle here, so get some more vision for your team. Okay, so I don't like you smiting this because like this guy can't come stop you, this guy can't come stop you, and this guy is bottom lane. So you don't need to smite it. It makes it a little faster, but you want to save your smite for the Krugs because these will actually do damage to you. This just makes it smiter. This just makes it faster. If you smite the Krugs or the Golems, it makes it faster and it heals you. So just better to smite that instead of the scuttle. And you don't even end up finishing it. Okay. Yeah. Even if you hit that, you probably wouldn't have killed him. So yeah, just not a great gank to go for because your Gragas is out of mana and you're really behind. That guy just killed himself. Alright. Okay, he flashed away. Okay. So just help Gragas push here because he's out of mana. He needs to go back. So just help him push here. You get your EXP for you too because you're really behind. Just use your spells. Just use your spells and push. There's no need to be looking for anything here. Just push. That's what you need to do here. What are you doing? Yeah.
I think he picking me to go back.
Okay. Okay. The better play there is to push, but I guess if he's bringing you back, then just back up. Okay, so you see this out, good. Grab these, and just go farm here, because he's level 6 already. You're really behind. You need to go get some EXP before you go for anything. What are you doing? Okay. Okay. So you should be fine. I think your smite's up. Just smite that. Okay. Go get your golems, because you need EXP. Okay. So, normally you don't really want to do golems too much, because it takes a lot of time. But in this case, because Yurei saw Xin Zhao is level 6, he's really ahead of you. And you can't really... Like, most of these lanes are really hard to gank unless you're level 6, and you're already behind Xin Zhao. So even if you counter gank Xin Zhao, you'll probably lose until you're level 6. So at this point, you just do your topside jungle so you get your level 6. These rafters probably won't get you level 6 by itself. You'll have to go to your bot side jungle. But because of how much gold you have on you right now, you literally have more than half of the gold you've made on you. You don't want to clear all of this and then walk into bottom lane and then clear that because you'll have too much gold on you. You want to spend before that. So the best play here is to just farm your golems and then farm your rafters, get your level 6, spend all the money you have, and then go into your bot side. And then if the gank is there, go for the gank. If it's not, then you have camps to farm in the bottom side.
Okay.
So a good flashback here, I guess. Probably still dead though. And there's not really anything you can do about that. You can try to clean up here, but it's still pretty scary. You don't have your level 6 and they're level 7. Yeah, don't do it. Just get the minions. Yep, just get the minions. So, I don't really like you following here because whether the kill happens here or not, it's not going to be because of you. And you're behind already, like I said. You want to be getting all the EXP you can get at, like, for free. And this is free EXP at the turret. Like, if they walk out, if Lucian kills them here, it's because Lucian, like, flashes for the kill and they overstay. It's not going to happen because you help. Because you don't really contribute anything. They're too fast here. They're already on. Like, there's no point in you walking over. You're just wasting time that you could be using farming or getting the minions at the turret. You're just wasting a lot of time here. And when you're behind... Like, you can't afford to waste as much time as you're wasting here. And then that just goes on a Lucian here. Not really anything to say about that. It's kind of Lucian's fault for getting engaged on. Okay, so help Gragas push. Even if he pings you, I would just push. There's like no point in not helping him push there. Like, even if he pings you, in that case, like, just go, because like Jarvan is definitely not in lane and you need to push to the turret. In the earlier one, like, maybe he wanted the lane to push into him, so you don't want to push it and he pings you back. That's fine. But when the lane has to be pushed, it doesn't matter if he pings you, just push with him.
Okay.
If he starts yelling at you, just mute him.
Yeah, sometimes I try to be friendly, you know, but it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard sometimes, for sure. Okay, so you can either recall here or get your rafters and recall. Both are fine. Not really a right or wrong thing here, because you already have a lot of gold on you. So 1,700 gold. So you can buy Warhammer, Boots, Red Smite, or whatever smite you want. So 650 for the smite, 750 for Warhammer, and 300 for Boots. So yeah, you can get all that and a control word. Okay. Yeah, perfect. That's the buy. That's good. Walk out now.
Okay.
Okay, so speed this up a little bit. Walking out. Okay, get your wolves. Good. Okay, get your blue. Oh, actually, there's a fight going on here. Let me actually just see. Okay, so right now you get vision of Zin. Okay, yeah. By now it's already too late. Just finish your wolves. Yep. Okay, now. Okay, you're a little slow to react here. Okay, so what you should have actually just done is flash to him in W. That was fine, but you should just kick Kassadin immediately before pressing E. Because if you kick Kassadin away, he already uses R, he can't get back on the Lucian, and Lucian maybe lives. So
yeah.
That's about it. Other than that, that's fine. You're a little slow to react, that's why you had to flash, but other than that, that was okay. Do you use your F keys when you're playing to look at your map?
Not really. My F keys?
Yeah, F1, F2, F3, F4?
Not really.
Okay. Do you not use them because you don't know about them?
I don't know about that.
Okay.
To be honest.
Yeah, so F keys, if your scoreboard is lined up properly, like your top is top, jungle, mid, AD, support. If it's lined up like that, F1 will take you to your top laner, F2 will be your mid laner, and when you're jungling. F3 is your AD, F4 is your support. It's just really easy to look around the map like that. So if you start getting in the habit of that. If you think, I don't know what kind of keyboard you have, if you think like the F keys are too far, you can rebind it to Z, X, C, and B, and it's a little easier to hit there.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really good habit to get into to look at your lanes.
Yeah, That is new for me, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of people don't know about that. So yeah,
Yeah.
push the lane here. Uh, so pushing the lane here is good because Kassadin is still dead and Lucian doesn't have TP. So if you push the lane here, Kassadin either has to miss minions or he has to TP. And this is an advantage for you. And you get free EXP to help catch up. So run away here. Can't really do anything about him. But don't use your control ward here. Use your tracker's knife ward here instead because look at when you put this ward here, right? Because you back up and you see him. If you put this ward here, you can't fight him, right? You can't fight him right now.
Yeah.
So he can just take your ward. If you put your tracker's ward, like this ward instead, then he can't kill it because it's invisible. So
Yeah.
better to just use that ward instead. He ends up chasing you instead of taking the ward, but if he was a smarter player, he just kills your ward there. He might just kill it later, don't know. Okay, so he wants your blue buff. Unfortunately, you can't really do anything about it because your bot lane is too low, so you kind of just have to give it up. Yep. It's whatever. Okay, so just farm your Gromp here. And you get collapsed on. So, let's look at your vision, okay? Let's look at your vision. This is your vision, okay? Let's actually back up a little more. Okay, so this is what you see. You don't see anything, you ward, you see Xin Zhao. Okay, so you didn't see Xin Zhao go back into the river, and he doesn't cross by this ward. So, it's fine to start the Gromp here, but you cannot use your W on it. You need to save your W to dash away because there's nothing stopping Jin from walking up and killing you with Xin Zhao, and there's nothing making Xin Zhao leave. He can literally just walk over and kill you like he did, and your bot lane can't help you because they're dead. So it's fine to start the Gromp because there's a chance he left, but you need to save your W to dash over the wall in case he does show up. Because when you use your W on the Gromp here, you can't get away, you don't have your flash, and he ends up just killing you.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So you have money to finish Warrior and get boots and another control ward. So that should be your buy here. Not really a butter buy here. So let's see what you buy. Okay. Everything but the control ward. Yep. Definitely should be buying controls at this point. I know you already have one out. Well, it just died, but you should always be buying at least one in your inventory at all times.
Okay.
It's just a good habit. Okay, so a good defensive ward here. But once again, same thing as earlier. I guess it's a little different here. I don't know if you guys saw there on Dragon or not. But the thing is, like, you have all your top camps up, but you're walking bottom lane. And it's really inefficient because you don't have anything to farm here, so you're literally only ganking. And you're already behind, and you can't really afford to waste time like that. The better place is just go to your Krugs, farm that, get your red buff, get your Raptors, and then look for the bottom lane gank. And if it's not there, then your camps will be respawning, and you can clear your camps and catch up on EXP. There's like, this Xin Zhao is ganking so much that if you were farming properly, you'd be catching up to him in EXP. But because you keep walking to bad places after you recall or after you die, you're not catching up in EXP at all. He's actually 2 levels ahead of you now instead of 1. And
Okay.
you're getting caught out here. Good black shield. Morgana saves you. They TP in. Just walk away. What is he doing? What the? We got a team fight. Huh? Very weird team fight.
Yeah.
But ends up going okay for you guys. So let's talk about this. So really weird engage. Gragas TPs in front of 3 people and doesn't cancel. So you stick around for a little bit here after they engage, and as soon as Gragas starts TPing, you should start walking, and you do. So good that you start walking. Even if he ends up canceling, it's good to be ready if he doesn't cancel. So he goes in, you're almost in range, he ults 3 people, and where do you throw Q? Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Go straight for the back line. Press your E, good. He dies, you still have your kick. You kick Leona, and you dash away. And yeah, okay, yeah. There's nothing wrong with this fight. It's completely fine.
Okay.
Yep. The only thing you could have just queued to Jarvan instead, but I don't think that would have that's the only thing you could have done differently, but I don't think it's necessarily better or worse. I actually think it's probably better to queue into the back like you did because people were low there. And good kick on Leona too. Secured another kill for you guys. So yeah, pretty clean fight. Help your team push middle here. So actually what I would do instead here, instead of pushing middle, is look for his camps because he's 3 levels up on you now after that fight. If you can take his camps, you'll slow down. If you can take his camps and then go get his camps, if you can take his camps and then go get your camps, then you catch up a lot in EXP, and your team doesn't need you to kill this mid turret, right? Like you got 3 people, they have 2 dead. Well, 1 just respawned, 1 had to go back. This guy's really low, this guy's bot lane, and 1's dead, right? Like your team doesn't need you to kill this turret. So you can just use your time to get his camps for free and catch up more on EXP because you're still really behind on EXP after that fight. So it's just free because your team doesn't need you to kill this turret like at all. Like it's free after that team fight. So just use your time to get something else.
Okay.
Okay, so walk over to your top side now and start farming. You can put a ward down like right here. Okay, that's fine too. This ward's a little better than this one. Just because it'll see them walking through here, it gives you more like notice, right? If so let's do an example, right? If Xin Zhao is like right here, okay, he wouldn't be able to see him right here, and if he walks on you right here, he can still like probably kill you, you know? Like if you see him right here, like as soon as he's right here, if he's already like right here, this is when you'll see him, okay? You'll see him right here, and if he's already here, you're probably dead, right? He can just dash on you and kill you, right? Or at least like force you away.
Okay.
So if you have the ward right here, and you see him like, if you have the ward in over the wall here, you'll see him once he's like right here, and this is plenty of time to get out, right? If you see him right here versus like right here.
Okay. I should put the word them.
Yeah, just over the wall. Yep. Just gives you like more time to react if he comes.
Okay, got it.
Okay. So get your rafters first. Okay. So the reason I don't like this is because you probably want to farm this and this still, right? Because you're very behind. And you're pretty safe. You just got 1 ward there. You got the scuttle here, and he just respawned. So if he wants to go for your red buff, he has to literally just spawn and walk all the way over, and he'd walk past a ward too, or the scuttle. So if he does try to do that, then you can just pull the red buff over here and kill it safely. Taking the red buff first here means that you're going to spend half of the red buff time killing this and then killing this before you even gank with it. And you'll probably, look how much gold you have. You have 986. After you kill all this, you'll probably have like 1300, 1400. That's a lot of money. That's going to be like a third of all the gold you've made in the game. You want to go spend like 1400 before you gank again, right? Which means you're going to spend about half of the red buff killing this, and then you're going to recall, and then you're going to walk out of base, and by the time you're ready to gank again, the red buff's pretty much gone. So you basically just waste it. Which is why it's fine to do the red buff, but do it after you do this and after you do this, because it's safe, you know? Xin Zhao isn't really going to take your red buff at this point.
I should take the Raptor first, then Rocks,
and then
red.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes, like, if you were afraid of Xin Zhao taking your red buff, and you didn't know where he was, then you can do the red buff first, just to secure it. But because he died in that last team fight, and it'd be really weird for him to just respawn and walk to your red buff, it's pretty safe here, and you have vision too. So you can safely do red buff last here, so you get more time on it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. So looking for a mid gank here. That's fine. You're still a little bit behind on EXP, but You can definitely make the gank work if Xin Zhao isn't there. Oh, so Xin Zhao shows up on Lucian, he's just dead. Nothing you can really do about that. But because he's middle, you're free to take his blue buff. You see Kassadin, you just saw Xin Zhao, you see Jarvan. So you can get this and run. Run. Uh-oh. Kick, dash away. Dash to... you're probably dead here. Yeah. So, the safer... it's an okay play to take the blue buff, but what you want to do instead is, one, you don't even want to be walking over here because it's really dangerous, because you had a little bit of time because he was mid lane pushing and killing your mid laner, but as soon as the blue buff was dead, you needed to leave. Like, it's way too greedy to try to get either of these camps, because he does kill you so easily. And what you should have done when killing the blue buff is you should have pulled it up to right around here. You can pull it to like right here before it starts resetting. And like, imagine the Xin Zhao, because he takes this plant, okay? So we'll just play it out with the vision. He takes this plant, and he ends right there, okay? If you're right here, and he's right there, he can't kill you, because you just walk over, and then you dash over this wall, and he can't follow you, right? But because you're killing it right here, and he takes this blast plant over, even if he had walked from like right here, if you're right here, he can't get to you, right? It's just safer to pull it over here, and then take it, and then run this way.
Okay.
And yeah, once he gets onto you, your only way to get out was to go this way and get the scuttle speed, but even then Kassadin can probably just collapse on you, so regardless of where you go, you're probably just dead there.
Yeah.
Okay, so 1500 gold, you buy Ninja Tabi, okay, and then you have a few options here. I don't know if you're one of those guys who really likes Black Cleaver, or if you like Dead Man's Plate. In this game, I would do Dead Man's Plate just because you're really behind and they have a lot of AD damage. And like, you don't really need the cleaver, because the only person you're gonna be helping Caitlyn and Lucian with the cleaver, but Lucian already gets cleaver usually, so you don't really need to do it. And it's better for you to just be tanky, because you're so behind, you're gonna get the cleaver really late, and you're not gonna be really useful in fights with it because you'll just be too squishy.
Yeah.
So I just buy Ruby Crystal Cloth Armor here. Yeah, good. And buy a control word too. Start getting into that habit.
Yeah, okay. I have to work on that.
A lot of people do, don't worry. It's a common problem. Okay. So, oh god, just walk into your bot side, you have nothing to farm there. Whew, whew, that was close. Would have been really bad. Okay, let's farm your wolves here. Just smite them, because you don't have Grump. Dushin took your Grump, so you can just smite it. Even if you don't need it, this is a little faster for you. Okay, so fight starting middle. Ooh. Ooh, good dodge from him. Nice, okay. That's fine. Really weird, but works out. So, so what you should do here is stay with your bot lane middle here for a little bit. So you don't want to leave your bot lane yet. If Morgana was still middle, you could leave, but Morgana is walking away too. So you want to stay with Caitlyn, because this Kassadin can just flash and kill Caitlyn, and then that kill you just got on Xin Zhao isn't, it becomes like worthless, or it becomes a trade instead of a win, which is not what you want. You want to get like a net win off of any kill you get at this point in the game, and just stay with Caitlyn until she pushes this wave in, and then once she pushes this wave in, she's gonna go back, and you can walk into the jungle with Morgana because Xin Zhao's dead, and try to take his camps.
Okay, okay.
But yeah, like, Caitlyn can't push the wave, right? Because everyone left, and Kassadin is too scary for her to fight alone. So, bot lane fight ends up starting here. What the heck? Really weird. So this is a good fight for you. This should be a good fight for you guys. Oh no, Jarvan TP'd in, or walked down. Okay. So, that guy's dead, so you just leave him. You go with your Gragas here to kill Jhin. Oh god, this is a mess. Everyone missing everything. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. So mechanically, you play this like really poorly. Tell you about what you should have done. Okay, so E there. Don't waste your Q there, cause like there's minions in front. Cause this guy can't. So this guy has two options, right? He can stay in the minions and just stay around the minions so you can't hit Q on him, or he can walk down. Once he walks down, he's got no minions to block for him. You just hit Q on him. And if he stays in the minions and just tries to hug the minions so you can't hit a Q on him, then you just auto attack him to death because you have 3 people here, right? Don't waste your Q until you know you can hit it, because it's a 3v1.
Okay.
So now you just hit him into the bush. And just like you shouldn't have walked this way, you should have just walked this way and just killed them. Because once you see these people come around, you're probably dead anyway. You just need to make sure you kill this guy as fast as possible. Because this guy actually almost gets out too. Like, I understand you want to get away from those guys, but it's more important you kill him, because at this point you're probably dead anyway. And you kind of just get CC'd. You dash away here, Jarvan just kills you, not much you can do. Okay, so you got a decent amount of gold here. You can buy Giant's Belt and Chain Vest. Finish your Giant's Belt. Oh. Finish your Giant's Belt. No. You're building Deadman's Plate here, right?
Not really. I'm building the crown. I don't recall the name of the item because I was going to.
Oh,
do like
Knight's Vow.
Yeah.
The one you put on someone.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That one.
Okay, I think that's okay too. Honestly, yeah, because you are really behind. So it's good.
Yeah.
It's good that you know that you're behind, so you don't build damage. That's good to know.
Yeah, I was trying to be like the support for our ADC.
Yep. If you want to support like your team, it's actually Knight's Vow is not bad, but it's actually probably better on this patch right now to do Locket and then buy Stone Plate, because one, Locket helps everyone, and two, Stone Plate, if you use Stone Plate and you hit 3 people with it and then you lock it, the shield is like really, really big. It's like 1,000, 1,500 or even 2,000 shield. So, and it also makes you tanky as well. So it's better to probably pick up those items and then pick up Knight's Vow.
Okay, a Stone Plate, right?
Stone Plate and Locket, yeah. You can do either order. I like Locket over Stone Plate, or Locket into Stone Plate, but Stone Plate into Locket is also good. So it's fine. It's fine to do utility once you're behind. I think it's really good that you know to do that. There's just better utility items right now, because on this patch right now, it's really, really strong after they just changed Locket.
Okay.
Okay, so your team wants to look for Dragon here. Very scary because Gragas doesn't have teleport. You don't have Lucian. Lucian has a lot of your kills right now. You don't have a control ward, unfortunately, so you don't know if they see you on this. Okay, so you want to pull it out, it looks like, but your team just starts it. So you have to walk over.
I was trying to do that.
Yep. It's good that you know to pull it out, but your team's not on the same pace, so you kind of just have to do it. Just stay on the dragon. Good. Smite is a little off, but it's good that you know to not go for the Q on Leona when she got hit by Bind. You just stayed on the dragon. You knew what was more important. Okay, so get ready to block for your team. Okay. So it's best for you to block, because after you block and you get slowed, you can just dash away. And also you have more armor than them. So just walk back to the base here. It's faster to just walk back.
Okay.
So you have your you switched to Giant's Belt here. That's for Deadman's Plate. That doesn't build into Knight's Vow. But I guess you change your mind during the game. Deadman's Plate isn't like a bad either, but it's more of a more selfish item. But it's not a terrible item either. Okay, so he is dead. You can clean up Cassidon. So better to dash up first to get closer, and then once you dash up, he has to respect your auto attack and your E, and then he has to R away from you, and then you can just follow his R with your Q.
Yeah.
Just in general, you want to get up closer to people before you throw Q, because it's really easy to dodge if it's like far away, but if you're closer, it's harder to dodge. So back up here, you can't hold the turret against them. Just go farm something or go play with your team, because you can't do anything about that. Okay. Or you still have your kick. And look for something. Good. Okay. Not a bad fight at all. Okay. So it starts with you getting Leona ulted, you get snared. Oh, good black shield from Morgana. Okay. Hold on to all your cooldowns. Xin Zhao flashes in. Immediately you should look to Q him. Take the Q. You look for the kick. He dies before it, so you get to save your kick cooldown, which actually helps a lot later in the fight. I think it's fine to kick him there to kill him fast, but it doesn't go off, so you get to save it for the rest of this fight. Don't throw your Q blind like that. Let me actually look at your vision. But you had... Let me see. Okay, there's your vision, there's your vision. Okay, so there's no point in throwing Q right here, just because one, this guy's 100% dead. Leona is not gonna get out. She's on a Caitlyn trap and getting auto attacked, and there's 3 people coming to hit her. So you don't need to waste your Q on that. And 2, if you take your Q to Jhin right now, he just one shots you. So you don't even need to be wasting your Q right now. And I don't think they necessarily have vision of you. Nope, they don't. So if you don't throw your Q, they don't really like. They can guess. They can kind of guess where you are, but they don't know exactly where you are until you throw your Q. So it's better to hold on to it right now, and then the fight continues. Like if there's a ward over the wall, right? If this guy sees you throw Q, puts a ward over the wall, and shoots you with the 4th shot, you're just dead. So it's better to just hold on to it for now. And then the fight continues here. He goes in. He's gonna kill Caitlyn. You walk in here. You dash to Jhin. You kick him, and then you throw Q, and you kill Trevor. That's pretty fine, you know. Aside from that, the fight's pretty clean.
Okay. Not so bad.
Yeah, yeah. Not so bad at all. Okay. Just go back here, you're too low. All of your camps are down, so go back here. Unfortunately, you don't have enough for Dead Man's Plate yet, if that's what you want. It's 1100. I would actually sell your refill potion at this point. If you want it, or just buy a control ward, because you don't need your refill potion at this point in the game. Oh, you just buy Kindle Gem. Okay, so I guess you just wanted Giant's Belt there, and then you just want Knight's Vow now. I guess that's okay. It's kind of inefficient, because, what's it called? It's kind of inefficient because it delays until you finish Knight's Vow, and Knight's Vow kind of sucks until you have the completed item. So, in general, you don't really want to do that. If you want more HP, just buy another health crystal, because most of the items you'll be building at this point use health crystal anyway. You can just hold that and use it for something else. But the thing is, like, most of the Giant's Belt items, like Dead Man's Plate, Warmogs, it takes you a while to get to them, and it's going to waste a slot that you won't have for control wards.
Okay.
And also, like I said, it delays you finishing the first item you want here, which is Knight's Vow. Okay, so let's speed up a little bit here. You're gonna give blue buff to Lucian. So you don't want to show bottom at this point in the game, because Baron is the big thing to worry about. Dragon's not up, and if you show bottom, then they can do Baron. So in this case, you don't really want to be here. You want to be warding around Baron instead, and Lucian doesn't need your help for blue buff. So yeah. Like, I understand you want to get the wave, but, like, someone else has to do it, because you're the jungler. You have to be top so they don't do Baron.
Okay.
So, they're fighting top here. You're just running over. Just running over. And they're starting Baron now, because they killed 2 of you. So, let's look at your vision. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Okay, so your ward. You got one more. You got two more wards. Okay, so you get vision here. Nice, good steal. Nice. Good steal. Helps your team stay in the game a little longer. Good that you don't waste your flash because you were dead there anyway. Your goal was to get the Baron, your goal wasn't to live, so don't waste your flash. You can end up using it in another fight, so that's good. So you have enough to finish Knight's Vow here, I believe. It's 800, and you can buy a control word too. Let's see what you buy here with your money. Okay, you finish it. And yeah, gotta get in the habit of the control word. This doesn't look like you're buying one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. One thing I want to say to you, if you're ever at the point in the game where you can sell refill potion and buy an item, even if it's like a small item, just like a ruby crystal, just do it after like 10-15 minutes in the game, because Lee Sin has really good sustain in the jungle. You don't need the refill potion out of your like first, second, third clear, and you can just sell it for either like a control ward or to help finish another item, because it's kind of just useless at this point. You don't really need it.
Okay.
Okay, so walking top here to help look for Jarvan. Gragas misses E, and you guys just walk away. So once your team walks away, just go get your camps. You want to put a ward there to defend your jungle as well. Kassadin comes to fight you. Kind of hard for you to fight him because you built no damage, which is fine. But when you don't build damage, you can't really fight people one-on-one.
Okay.
Okay, so recalling here. You don't have anything to buy. You can buy like a ruby crystal or a cloth armor, depending on what item you want next. I'm not really sure what you want next. I guess Dead Man's Plate because you have Giant Spelt already, but not really sure. Okay, magic resist. That could be into anything. That's fine too. Okay. Good. Dash forward. Good. And R. Oh, you don't have R. Okay. I should have just pressed E. You would have had him. Just a little slow there. You could have just queued into E before he stunned you. You would have gotten the kill. Okay. So just walk over to Dragon now. And you haven't used your Knight's Vow yet. Right now you should be using it on Caitlyn in case like Jarvan or like Kassadin come to fight you. You'll have it on her. Because you can always, I don't know, okay, so I don't know who you want to put it on. It's either Lucian or Caitlyn. I don't know who you want to put it on. Okay, yeah. Even if you wanted to put it on Lucian, you can put it on Caitlyn now. Well, Lucian's not really, well, I guess Lucian's coming. But like, you can put it on one person and then re-put it on someone else later. But you always want to have it on someone at all times. Like, even like in a team fight, so let's say like Kassadin and Jarvan jump Caitlyn in a fight and she dies instantly, but Lucian's still alive. You can just switch your thing to Lucian in the middle of the fight, if you have the cooldown up. Just because, like, when Caitlyn's already dead, obviously, it's not useful anymore, right? So you can just switch it in the middle of the fight.
Okay.
Okay, so your team crosses a bad direction. Lucian's dead, don't go in. Yeah, that's not really your fault. They shouldn't have walked that way. You walk with Caitlyn, who is more important right now. Okay. You see a backup here. Try to wave clear because you're down a man. Okay, so nice. Okay, so you use it on Caitlyn now. Okay, good. Engage. Ooh, scary fight. This fight's gonna go poorly. Okay, so you have the right idea in this fight, you just don't execute it properly. So this fight actually starts really well for you guys, despite the fact that it's a 4v5. It's about the best you can get. You get a slow into Morgana Binding, and then Gragas ease him into ultimate. Boom. So off the bat, really good fight, and throwing this Q is fine if you hit it onto the Jhin, great, you one-shot him. If you don't, then you need to peel back, which you understood, because Xin Zhao, this dude's coming in. So he goes straight in, and Caitlyn flashes. Caitlyn flashes away. So you could have kicked him immediately. It would have been really hard. I don't know what ping you play on, and like obviously like the reaction time would have been really hard to kick him immediately. And then he ults you right here, so you can't kick him right now. And then it expires. Well, that's over.
I was stunned.
Yeah, you're still stunned. You're still stunned. And then right here. So right here, your best place is dash to Caitlyn and then kick Xin Zhao. It's good that you identify like, oh, I need to protect Caitlyn, right? You have the Knight's Vow on her, and you need to get the Xin Zhao off, so because she's who's gonna kill people in this fight if you're gonna win, right? It's not gonna be him. It's not gonna be Gragas. It's not gonna be Morgana. It's gonna be Caitlyn who kills people. So Caitlyn needs to survive. So you try to peel for Caitlyn, and you peel with your kick, which is what you need to be doing, but you kick in a bad direction. It's really important that you get into a good angle to kick before you kick, because you kick Xin Zhao this way, and while it gets he gets off, like he's not next to Caitlyn anymore, he's still in range to dash to her. If you dash to Caitlyn here, or you dash to a ward and then kick him this way, he cannot come back in. I don't know if it's hard to say because let's see. The cooldowns are glitched on replay when you slow down, so we'll see. We watch it in real time, see if you have dash. Yeah, you have dash. You never use it. So yeah. Just dash to Caitlyn, get the shield on, kick Xin Zhao this direction instead of kicking him this direction, and then maybe Caitlyn lives. Because you know it, right? Like, Caitlyn is really important to survive in the fight, right? If you're gonna win. So yeah. Because it gets her off, but like he's still like close enough that he can kill her. And then you get rooted after by Jin, so you can't save her with his shield or anything. And then at this point, you can't really do anything. And yeah, that fight's over. That's really about it. Like that's all there was to the fight. Caitlyn needed to survive with your kick, but you didn't kick at a good angle, so she couldn't live. So you sell your refill, you buy Spectre's Cal here. So like I said earlier, if you want to play for, like, you're playing for utility, and that's fine. But Aegis is a better MR item than Spectre's Cal, because it once you build into Locket, it'll help your team too. It's fine to build MR here for the Kassadin, but the better MR item here is Aegis. Okay, so just going to get farm in the top lane here. Big wave to catch. Do one more. And do one more. Yep. Just push it. Baron coming up in 2 minutes. You can go get your golems. Just get your golems here. Like, your team should be taking red buff. Go ahead and farm. Okay. While Lucian was doing red buff, it's good to put a ward like right there. So you see them when they walk in. They'll probably clear it, but all you want to know is if they're coming in or not. So, and just walk back to base here. It's a little faster than recalling here. Okay, so you want to buy you buy Ruby Crystal. No slots for control word. But yeah, because you have this giant spell sitting here, you don't have a slot for control words. Right now. Oh. Good job, Caitlyn. Okay, so this fight. Let's talk about this fight. So you're here a little late. Actually, not really. This fight starts really weird. Lucian just walks up to Jin. You hit a Q here. Okay. And this is your kick. Not bad. Gets him further into the turret. Okay. Night Spell is still active. You're just peeling here. Your Q is about to come up. So you take it right here. Right around here. You throw it onto the Leona, and you take it. This is your big mistake in the fight. Caitlyn is who you want alive, right? Like Caitlyn's the most important person to have alive, and Caitlyn is the one who's gonna be killing like these guys, right? You didn't build any damage except for Warrior, and this person has so much armor, right? Look at all this armor. 240 right now, even before she presses W. You don't have Black Cleaver. You built support and tank, which is fine, but you need to understand your job when you're support tank. You don't go in like this, because if you go in like this and Jarvan flashes away, or Jarvan somehow kills Caitlyn, or if like they come back in and they kill Caitlyn because you go into Leona, then that's your fault. And it doesn't happen, but that the safer play is to just play with your Caitlyn here, because this Jarvan ends up almost getting out too, because Caitlyn has to face check and then she EQs away here. I actually think you might actually just get out. Like if you had been with your Caitlyn, that wouldn't have happened. So Cassidon goes back in here, he just gets hit by a trap and dies. Good that you're playing with Caitlyn here. And yeah, he's just dead. So yeah, that's your only real mistake in this fight. You ditched Caitlyn and Jarvan got out because of it. You just need to understand when you're playing like this type of build with Lee Sin, you just stick next to your carries and make sure they don't die to anything.
Okay.
Yep, so let's just speed up a little bit here. You're running over to help stop Xin Zhao. What even happened here? Okay. Okay, shield them after they use everything. Oh, you didn't need to flash away. You were fine. Yeah, I don't know why you flashed away, but aside from that was fine. You waited for cooldowns to go in, and then you hit your spells, and Caitlyn just cleans up. So yeah, aside from flashing away, that was completely fine. I really don't know what you flashed though. You were really healthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so just walk over to the Baron here. You got 2 kills. You still have 1 turret up. No mid hit, but it's okay. They don't have TP anymore on... Well, Cassidon could TP, but he doesn't push as fast as Jarvan. Okay. So just walk with your carries here. If you walk up, they can walk through. Just walk up, go to the Baron, go to the Baron. Just walk up. You guys can start it. I don't know why you guys are so scared. Yep. Make sure you're taking it. Just put your shield on Morgana too there, because the Baron does a little bit of damage just like over time to anyone who's inside. So if you shield people, like you still get the shield yourself. It just saves them a little bit of HP too.
Okay.
Okay, so you finish Baron. Good. Okay, just stick with Caitlyn if a fight starts here. Jhin flashes, Cassidon gets away. Okay. It's fine. So, good that you secure Baron instead of turning the fight. You know your job. So you bought Spirit Visage. Okay. Not a bad item, but just like, if you're gonna try to play for your team, just Locket is better. Locket Stoneplate is better, because you give your team a shield, while still getting yourself magic resist. Oh.
What item? Which item?
What?
What item is better?
Locket.
Locket.
Yeah. Locket and then Stoneplate. Because Stoneplate makes Locket really strong, and Stoneplate makes you really tanky. So you don't actually have to keep using it. It stays on. It stays on until you switch who you use it on. So it's better to just hold on to it. Because in case Caitlyn dies, you can put it on Lucian.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys need to be a little careful here because Gragas is top. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is a bad team fight. Really not much you can do here, actually. And you just lose off this, it looks like. Okay, so the main problem here is, wait, hold on. The main problem here is that you guys take this turret and you're fine to take this turret, but Gragas isn't here yet for this one, and this one's too far up. You need to back ping your team and tell them to back off until Gragas gets this and comes to meet up with you guys. Because what happens when Gragas isn't here is exactly what just happens. They just come in and they engage on Caitlyn, and you don't have enough people here to get them off Caitlyn. Like, there's nothing you can do about this. And then you just get CC'd and you die. Okay, and they just end here, right? Okay. Okay. So, as far as like, so the last fight was not really your fault. There's not much you could have done about that except tell your team to back off until Gragas is there. So, to wrap up. Your team fighting was actually pretty good overall. You knew what you needed to do in fights. You built in a way that was good because you weren't ahead. You understood you were behind in the early game and you needed to play utility, and you did that. You were trying to peel for Caitlyn every fight. You built Knight's Vow, and you were just peeling instead of going too deep, except for that one fight up top where you went a little too deep on the Leona. But that tends to happen. You know, when you're low, you just want to go in. You want to try to kill them. That's fine. Overall, though, your team fighting was actually pretty good, better than most people I see around this ELO. What was really bad was your early game. Part of it was because Zinzao did take your red buff. I actually just finished a game on the stream before this coaching session where I had the same exact thing happen to me, where someone took my red buff at level 1, and I talk about like what I do after to recover from that and why. You can go watch that if you want. So it's kind of hard for me. What?
Can you show me that?
Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you it in Skype because I'm actually late for scrims. I have to go really soon.
Okay.
It's just in my past broadcast, and I'll highlight it after, and I'll link it to you on Skype or Discord.
Okay.
Your early game, I can't really talk too much about your jungling just because after this happened, it's not normal. You know, it's not normal for you to lose your red buff at level 1 and lose some of your camps, and then because of that, it kind of looked like you just didn't know what to do because of that happened. So I don't really know how you normally play when that doesn't happen. But as far as like recovering from being behind, you seem really confused as to when you should be farming and when you should be ganking. Just start to think more about where you go after you die or after you recall in a way that you can farm or gank. You know, some of the things you were doing, you were going to a place where you only could farm or you only could gank, and you don't ever want to do that. You always want to walk out of base to a part of the map where you can farm or gank, and not just one or the other, if that makes sense. And there's really not much else to say about that. Like, you're kind of just behind the whole early game because of that, and you never really recovered. In team fights, you were just peeling, which is you knew your job, you knew your item build, you knew what to do. Like I said earlier, if you're gonna build for utility, Knight's Vow is good, but I would get it after Locket and Stoneplate, or maybe just Locket and then go Knight's Vow, because Locket Shield is really good. It helps everyone. Knight's Vow is just one person usually, so it's just more utility for your team, and it also gives you like magic resist, so you don't have to build Spirit Visage. And yeah, that's about it for this replay. If you've got any other questions or if you want to schedule again, just hit me up on Skype or Discord and we can work something out. But I gotta go right now, so.
Okay, sure, no problem. I will do it.
I'll see you around, dude.
Okay, around. Thanks for your time. Bye.
No problem. Fuck me, dude. I didn't know I was late. Okay, so I gotta cut the stream here.